I want to show you a couple other criteria for this type of an approach. Your minimum credit score has to be 660. And then your maximum debt ratio is 45%. And I'm going to come back to those two in a minute. But let me go ahead and finish this particular scenario. What about closing costs? On the previous screen, I showed you that we can use an FHA first and a My Assistance second mortgage through CalHFA, so you have no down payment at all. And by the way, if you're a first-time home buyer, which is what this program is for, don't forget a conventional loan is actually available at 3% down, not 3.5%, and you can still use the same My Assistance second mortgage combined with that. So we have both a conventional and FHA option. In this case, I'm just showing you the FHA option. But again, back to what about closing costs? Because closing costs, especially if the FHA CalHFA first charges 1 point, plus all your escrow and title fees, appraisal, and then you've got your funds you have to provide up front to set up your impound account for taxes and insurance, plus pay the first year premium for insurance. That can add up to quite a bit of money. In fact, in this case, it's like over $15,000. Over 5,000 of that is just the 1 point for the 6.5 rate. So what do you do about that part? Because again, my buyers that I'm working on this scenario with, they don't have that kind of money for the closing costs. Well, you've got a couple of options. One is, again, through CalHFA, you can add an additional junior lien. You can add a CalHFA ZIP loan. It's a second mortgage. It's called ZIP because it's a zero interest program. And you can add that in an amount equal to 2 or 3% of the purchase price. Again, depending on how much you need to cover all the closing costs. So that sounds really good, right? You've got your first mortgage, FHA. You get a 3.5% My Assistance second to cover your down payment. And then you get a 2 or 3% CalHFA ZIP third lien. It's basically a third mortgage for 2 to 3% of the purchase price. And that's used to cover your closing costs. So conceivably, you got everything covered. No down payment, no closing costs out of pocket. Yes, sounds crazy, but that is possible with this program. But here's the downside. If you decided you wanted to get that third lien to cover the closing costs, well, understand that the rate on that first mortgage, that FHA first, it goes up.